Okay, it's officially 9:30. We'll call the meeting to order and we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Here.
And I'll just note that Commissioner Brassad will be here. She'll be a little bit late. She's presenting that girls' state this morning. The first item is tax claims and abatements. Is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
It's been moved by Commissioner Look, second by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Then we have review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from the May 23rd County Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We have one item today under Chair's remarks. A great summer-long tradition kicked off last Thursday in Anoka County. I'd like Commissioner Gamache to lead our presentation about an entertaining partnership we have with the Coon Rapids Arts Commission. Commissioner Gamache.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's right, summer is here, and if you all remember the song, it's the time is right for dancing in the streets. Well, that means we all look forward to the always popular summer concert series at Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park, where they'll be dancing in the pavilion. This truly has become a rite of summer for people all over the region to come together, sit back in a lawn chair or on a blanket and enjoy an evening of free music in our beautiful park. If you've never been, I'd highly encourage you to bring your whole family to these free, entertaining events, which are held rain or shine at the pavilion. I've already circled in August 3rd for the Church of Cash, which is going to be a great show featuring a Johnny Cash tribute. I'd like to call John Vondelindy, Parks and Community Services Division Manager, to come forward, give a little background on how this fun family event got its start. John, can you give us some information? And you have some guests with you.
Yes, thank you. I certainly do. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the County Board. Thank you, Commissioner, for that nice introduction. I do have a couple of special guests here this morning that I'd like to introduce to you in a few minutes. Before I do that, maybe just a few comments from the Park and Community Services Division, who's had the pleasure for the last 25 years, this is the 25th season that we've been working with the Coon Rapids Arts Commission, which is a volunteer group that has found sponsorship from the city and other groups over the many years that they've been providing the concerts at Coon Rapids Dam. These are free concerts. We open the park to everyone. We don't charge parking fees. And we've seen this event really change over the years and grow and get better every year. I can remember 22 years ago when I started here, we would pull out a small stage, set it up near the visitor center, and we might get 100, 200 people to come to these events. We realized in pretty short order that that wasn't going to cut it. And in 2004, we constructed with some state and regional grants a picnic shelter that we needed at the park for large groups, but we were smart about our approach, and we also added onto that on one end. If you've seen Pavilion 3, there's a large cantilevered roof, and under that we have a stage area that's large enough for a symphony orchestra. The lawn area was created so that we could seat up to 1,000 people, and they reminded me, these ladies reminded me this morning, we've had way more than that many people sitting on that lawn, and I've seen that myself, I've witnessed that. And so we have a great venue now for this activity, and I want to just say on behalf of our division how much we have appreciated over the years being able to work with the Coon Rapids Arts Commission and their volunteers and what they have done to put together this tremendous, as Commissioner Gamache said, really a regional draw that goes far beyond the boundaries of Coon Rapids. So I want to thank you for your stewardship and your openness and graciousness for opening this concert up to the region. So with that, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce two very special guests this morning. We have Mary Ann Keene, who's the chair of the Coon Rapids Arts Commission, and we have Elaine Stolk, who is a board member with the Coon Rapids Arts Commission. I'd like to ask them to come forward, and they're going to tell you a little bit about the history and some of the activities that are happening this summer. Thank you. Ladies?
Thank you, John. Madam Chair and the county board members, we'd like to thank the Anoka County Board for this opportunity to be here. The partnership between Anoka County Parks and Recreation and the Coon Rapids Arts Commission was by the invitation of Anoka County Park Department, formed over 20 years ago. The first concert at the dam was on June 23rd, 1993. There was no band shell, so the bands played on a flatbed wagon. The pavilion was built and dedication took place in May of 2004. We could not do these concerts without the help of the Anoka County Park Rangers. The Rangers handle the people coming in and leaving in an orderly manner. Our largest concert was with Rocky Lynn on July 24th, 2008. We had between 2,500 and 3,000 people down there. The grass was filled with people in attending. The second largest concert was with Buddy and the Boys, a tribute to Buddy Holly. The attendance was 2,000 plus, and that was August 11th of 2016. We invite everyone out to the concerts as they are free to the public. They are on Thursday nights, and they started on June 8th last week. We thank you for your time and the opportunity to be here.
Thank you. I've been a member for 7 years and just enjoy working with all the public and putting on the ones at the dam. It's a great place to spend a summer evening and enjoy the music. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mary Ann and Elaine, for your service to the community and for the wonderful opportunity that you provide within our park system. Again, the concerts run every Thursday beginning at 7 p.m. through August 3rd, except for the week of July 4th. You can find the complete lineup of music on our website, www.anokacounty.us, and search using the keywords Summer Concert Series. That concludes Chair's remarks, and now we will actually move on to item number 9. I'm going to pull that ahead of the committee reports. So that is to consider for review and comment purposes the proposed modification to the development program for Municipal Development District Number 1 and the proposed modification to the tax increment financing plan for Greens of Anoka Tax Increment Financing District. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Lori Yeager. I'm the Finance Director for the City of Anoka. I'm here today just to briefly explain to you what we are doing for expanding that TIF district over in the Greens of Anoka. So the council has decided that perhaps the route of our Greens of Anoka Parkway would be better going down Fair Oak rather than Verndale. And so in order to achieve that goal, we need to purchase some properties along the Fair Oak avenues. And so to do that, we need to include those properties in the district. And so that is our major goal, is to do purchase those properties and do the phase 2 of our Greens of Anoka Parkway in that district. So if you have any questions.
Does anyone have any questions or comments at all? Okay. If not, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Lori, for coming and sharing the information with us. We
No problem.
really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we move back to committee reports, and we'll start off with Management Committee report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Management Committee recommends adopting Resolution 2017 M1. It's accepting gifts for the Anoka County Attorney's Office fair booth. And I'd like to offer that resolution.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner West. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that the rest is informational. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner West. Now we'll move on to Transportation Committee report. Commissioner Schulte.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our Transportation Committee met Monday, June 5th, here in the Government Center, and we have 3 items for your consideration this morning. First, in the Highway Division, the committee recommends approval of a resolution to enter into a cooperative construction agreement with MnDOT, that's the Minnesota Department of Transportation, for the replacement of Trunk Highway 97 bridge with a larger capacity bridge and the construction of a diverging diamond interchange at the intersection of Trunk Highway 97 and Interstate 35.
And I will offer that resolution, and this has been a long-awaited project, and just appreciate all the hard work and the partnership in being able to finally move forward with this.
And Madam Chair, just another comment that this is not actually a motion to construct the bridge, or this is a construction agreement with the Department of Transportation to make sure that we're on the same page as we move forward with letting the bid and hiring contractors and moving forward from there. So it is Anoka County's agreement with the Minnesota Department of Transportation.
Yep, absolutely. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad, Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The next item is the committee recommends approval of a resolution authorizing a state aid administrative design variance request for the widening of Main Street from 8th Avenue to 600 feet west of Wedgewood Drive, mill and overlay County State Aid Highway 14 from 8th Avenue to County State Aid Highway 9, and replacement of traffic signal at 9th Avenue or Hoffman Way in Anoka. And I would offer that resolution.
Resolution has been offered. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad, Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair, I'm going to refer back to those last 2 items very quickly, just to say that both of those come with hundreds of hours of previous work, staff time, public open houses, particularly the Anoka section we just voted on. There were many open houses where there was an open house where the public had a chance to comment, and many meetings where we all worked through that. Staff continues to work through the final design, and I just want to make sure that even though this looks like a rubber stamping quick action item, that everybody understands that there's been a ton of work into both of those projects, and we are starting to see the fruit of all that work come forward now. With that, I'll move on to item 3, which is in the Survey Division. We're going to consider for approval of a final plat of Cattail Pond Plat 2. On June 5th, 2017, the Transportation Committee approved the preliminary plat of Cattail Pond Plat 2, located in Section 11, Township 33, Range 22, Linwood Township. Gregory Redefelt is the owner-developer. This plat meets all township recommendations and ordinances and has been approved in its final form by the Township of Linwood. All recommendations and applicable Anoka County ordinances in effect have been complied with.
And I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair, just a question.
Yes.
Maybe this is the first time it's come up since I've been on the board, but why does the county get involved in the approval of this when it's usually the cities? Is that because it's a township?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
The last remaining township. All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, one quick question from me on that last item for my edification. Is it acceptable for Linwood Township to take over that procedure if they wanted to, and it wouldn't be a county procedure? I'm told by other counties as I travel through the state that there's many townships that do the plating, and that it's up to the township whether or not they want the county to do it or whether they want to do it themselves. And I'm wondering if anybody knows that answer.
Larry would be the best person to answer that. You know, I know that back in the 60s, we really gave all the planning and zoning back to all of our townships at that point in time so that they could really determine their own destiny. But as far as the actual plating, Larry?
Madam Chair and members of the board, I'm Larry Hoy, I'm the county surveyor. As far as what was the question exactly?
Madam Chair and Larry, it's just basically, could Linwood do this on their own without the county? I'm told that many counties, they let the townships, or the townships request to have that plating authority, and they do it like our cities do. The counties do it,
Right.
or excuse me, the townships do it just like our cities do it in Anoka County.
Without doing some research, I don't know the answer to that. Possibly Tony, could you answer that?
I can, Madam Chair. I'm not aware of the answer to that either. I know statutorily I am the attorney for Linwood Township, and I have delegated, certainly on the civil side, and we still handle their criminal matters. But whether the county board could delegate that, I'm sure by resolution to Linwood, I certainly will have to do some research on that, to be real frank. Questions never come up before.
And Madam Chair, don't do any research. This was just for my edification, and it's probably a moot point. Linwood probably doesn't want to do it. They probably want us to do it. So it was just, I thought it was a quick, easy answer, and it turns out it's not. I apologize.
Well, and in this case, being what it was, conversion of an outlot to a lot, it would have gone quite a bit faster for the developer.
Sure.
Well, very good, thank you. And Madam Chair, that does conclude my report.
Yeah, and I would just comment that there are actually very few developments that they even have. I mean, there's been a few over the years, so it probably would not even be worth their time or resources to actually develop that sort of expertise in-house. And so, especially since we have the great staff that we do. So. All right, thank you very much. Now we will move on to the Parks Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are a few items that require action by the county board today. They kind of run across the gamut of things. I think Jeff Perry, I'm going to ask you to assist me in some of these. One of them that you get so very involved in is the deer management program that we have had for many years. Maybe you can outline for us briefly which parks we're at and the plan for this coming year.
Madam Chair, members of the board, my name is Jeff Perry, Park Planning and Resources Manager for Anoka County. The resolutions before the board this morning, the first of which is for Bunker Hills Regional Park. And at Bunker Hills Regional Park, the deer density is estimated to be at 36 deer per square mile. So it's well above the management threshold of 15 to 20 deer per square mile. The resolution indicates that 13 permits will be issued over the course of 3 different sessions, 3 days in October, 3 in November, and 3 in December, for a total of 39 permits. The second resolution is pertaining to Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park. The estimated deer density there is 71 deer per square mile. And there's a total of 36 permits proposed for Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park. And again, there's 3 3-day hunts in October, November, and December. So that summarizes the, yeah, I was going to pull up the maps here. But apparently, there we go. Madam Chair, members of the board, this is the hunt map for Bunker Hills Regional Park. There are 13 different zones at Bunker Hills. And at Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park, there are 12 specific hunt zones for Coon Rapids Dam. The parks do remain open during the hunts. The Parks and Recreation Department has been overseeing these hunts for the past 20-plus years. All the safety procedures are in place. The hunters are fully trained through pre-hunt orientation meetings and oriented to the park, and signs are posted for public safety. And the safety record is 100% safe over the past 20 years, and we're fully confident that we'll do a good job in harvesting deer at both Bunker Hills and Coon Rapids Dam this fall.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We've done this for many years. We had to chuckle a little bit. It had to do with Coon Rapids Dam. So I think that the flyover revealed there wasn't many deer in people's backyards as they did in the park system, but not going there. Can I offer resolution PRK 12 and 13, one for each site?
Resolution has been offered. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Secondarily, time to time, and Jeff can explain further, the county finds it is problem trees. They are hazardous, they're in people's way and might cause harm. There's wires, there's other problems that are large trees, and so I think that we're talking here about a master contract rather than going out every time we have a tree that needs attention and dealing with it independently, which you understand is an onerous process and lengthy. Jeff, can you clarify further?
Certainly. Madam Chair, members of the board, this is a master contract for tree-related services only for tree-related services that the county cannot handle in-house with our own equipment. For example, with the recent storm that passed through Sunday morning, there's a large cottonwood at Coon Rapids Dam with a large tree that's hung up in the top of the canopy. Our aerial truck is not sufficient to reach that. So under this contract, we could contact the awarded vendor that has a tree climber that would address the issue very efficiently. And the other benefit here too is the efficiency of already having the insurance approved for the master contract vendor. So we're not waiting on specific insurance requirements for a small contract. So essentially, it streamlines the process to hire a contractor to come in and primarily address hazardous situations, which happen, a handful of times each year that the county is not capable of addressing in-house.
Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second?
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think next we have a resolution regarding a acceptance of gifts. These are gifts that were offered to the Kids Fishing Clinic. There's 4 of them listed for your information, and I will offer it.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner Kordiak. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Similarly, in item number 4, we have had our annual contribution from the Centerville Lions to support our, I think it's the ice fishing event. They have a $200 contribution. We would like to recognize that in resolution PRK 15.
And I'll offer the resolution. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
can I just interrupt just for a second to go back to a previous item where we approved the fishing clinic? Can we list the 4 groups that donated? I just think it's appropriate. They were,
Yep.
the Coon Rapids Lions Club had donated $1,000. Coon Rapids VFW Post 9624 was $300, and then $100 from the Coon Rapids American Legion Post 334, and then the Coon Rapids Kiwanis, another $150. I just think it's appropriate
Yeah.
to call them out and thank them for their contributions.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner, for doing that.
Thank you for
And
that.
we are very appreciative of each and every one of their contributions.
Thank you. And Madam Chair, item number 5 is regarding the longtime annual snowmobile and cross-country grant and aid program. Anoka County, for the most part, is simply the turn. The money comes to us and goes out to them to support their trailway activities. Can you, Jeff, embellish on that just a little bit?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, every 2 years, the county board is required to adopt a resolution which authorizes the county to submit applications for operations and maintenance of our ski trail program. And you can see on this map here, we have 4 locations where Anoka County offers groomed cross-country ski trails for the public. And secondarily, the snowmobile program is also part of the Grant and Aid program, where the county works with 3 local snowmobile organizations and helps facilitate pass-through grant dollars to safely groom and operate snowmobile trails across the county.
Is there an offer for the resolution?
I'll offer it.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner Brassad. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our last action item is regarding a license agreement which you'd like to engage in with the city of Fridley in conjunction with their construction of their city hall complex that they have initiated that process slowly. We're working on that the next year and a half or so. They have a desire and interest to use a small portion of the park for storage of equipment and use supplies that they require. It's a 1.8 acre parcel. It does not impede the county park's activity. It isn't on the trailways. It doesn't affect park activities. There's no ball fields, or it's a pretty vacant piece of property that butts the eastern part of their property and the western part of ours. I've seen the property, I've walked it, and it's pretty much available for their utilization throughout their construction period. And unless there's any further questions about that, Madam Chair, I might think that's a motion. I'll move that item.
Is there a second?
Second?
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And Jeff, you can stay maybe for a moment. Madam Chair, the other items are for information purposes only. We did have Steve Bonneau come to us from the Elk River area. He's an active member of the MRPA Parks Association. He came forward to offer to Anoka County recognition for our Wargo Nature Center stations, kiosk stations, and they recognize that as a rather unique project. I think we got it for creativity was a category that we received that in. But I think we're very pleased to receive that with competition across the length and breadth of at least of Minnesota. He received that award. I'm not sure if we have it here today, but we have it available, and we received that at our last county parks meeting. I don't think there's too much else, Madam Chair. We reviewed our CRP plans, and everybody else has. I don't think I have anything else that's critical. That would conclude my report. Thank you. Jeff, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. Now we'll move on to Property Records and Taxation Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Well, this one I could almost handle too, but I'm going to get Pam up here. This is kind of a unique opportunity. About every year or 3, we have the opportunity for a land sale. Many times we do private lands, we might do public lands. This time we're doing public and private lands. It's a rarely onerous process. There's about 80 properties involved here, running the gamut from little strips to commercial properties to parcels with houses on them. And the committee has come together. We have priced and valued each of those properties. We try and make them attractive for purchase. There's our combination, either private properties where only the abutting property owners can acquire them, a strip of land between 2 houses, for instance, or public property. But maybe, Pam, you can continue. Why don't we step us through each of those resolutions? There's technically 3 of them, and I guess they're all 5 a resolution. And maybe we'll handle them as one item, Madam Chair, because they're all similar to the same consistent action. Pam, can you help me with that?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm Pam LeBlanc, Director of Property Records and Taxation. The 5 resolutions that you will see in front of you today as part of your agenda packet are all related to tax forfeit land sale. We are hoping and intending to have a land sale in July with a sealed bid opening of July 18th. We have approximately 40 parcels on the private land sale, which are generally small, unbuildable, or landlocked parcels that are only of interest to adjoining property owners. We also then have approximately 36 parcels on a public land sale. Some of these are recently forfeited properties, some have been offered for sale prior with no success, and some have been in inventory for many years. So we are attempting to advertise these again and promote their return to the tax rolls. The first resolution that you will see is a resolution that is authorizing the subdivision and or grouping of parcels if it's advantageous for sale purposes. So that is what our intent is with that one. We have 3 items that we would like to subdivide for sale purposes, and then we have 2 that we would like to combine or group together for sale purposes. The second resolution is the resolution authorizing the sale for the private land sale, setting the terms of the sale. The third resolution is allocating 20% of the proceeds of the private sale to the park fund. Under statute, we have the ability to do that, and we always have taken advantage of that process. The fourth agenda item is actually for the public land sale, which would authorize the sale, set the terms of the sale. And again, there's approximately 36 parcels on that list. Then item number 5 is, again, authorizing 20% of the proceeds for the public land sale to go to the park fund. So all of those resolutions are related to the upcoming sale, with the sealed bid opening in July.
And I will again, Madam Chair, commend the staff for all that they did. This was a lot of work, and there's a lot of parcels and a lot of activity. Every single piece needs hands all over it to get it done. And they've got, I think we said almost 80 of them here. So we look forward to the outcome. I think we have a county board just the day before the that sale. So we'll soon be able to find out the outcomes. I think we many times find the outcomes interesting in terms of what happened at the sale. So see how that works out this year. And can I offer these 5 resolutions, Madam Chair?
Okay, so Commissioner Kordiak is offering Resolution 2017-PRT3, PRT4, PRT5, PRT6, and PRT7. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Kordiak. Now we will move on to the public hearing, and I will turn it over to Tony Palumbo, our county attorney.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this point, I will convene a public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is to consider the imposition and proposed transportation and transit use of a quarter-cent sales and use tax and a $20 per motor vehicle excise tax pursuant to Minnesota Statute 297A.993. I would ask the clerk to take note this notice of public hearing has been published on June 6, 2017. And at this time, I see Karen Skepper from Community Direction, our manager, is now present, and if you would please advise the board on this matter. Karen.
Thank you, Attorney Palumbo. Commissioners, Karen Skepper, acting in the role of the Assistant Rail Authority Director today. The purpose of today's public hearing is to receive comments regarding the imposition of and proposed transportation and use sales tax of 1/4% and the use tax of $20 per motor vehicle. This is pursuant to Minnesota Statute 297A.993. And you're going to hear me referencing 2 different pieces of statute. The first piece of statute is the way that the CTIB board was originally organized, to collect through a joint powers agreement a sales tax for regional improvements. The second reference I'll make to statute is a newer piece of the law that allows non-CTIB counties to basically do the same. In 2008, the county boards of Anoka, Dakota, Hennepin, Ramsey, and Washington entered into this joint powers agreement and formed the county's Transit Improvement Board, better known to people as CTIB. The joint powers agreement stated that the purpose of CTIB was to receive and distribute funding for transportation improvements. In addition, CTIB was authorized to make grants for transit projects. CTIB, utilizing the second statute, 297A.992, established a 1/4% sales tax and use tax, along with an excise tax of $20 per motor vehicles. The CTIB counties committed to the development of a system of transitways in the Twin Cities, and the proceeds were made available for the development of these transitways, including bus rapid transit. Minnesota Statute 297A.993 authorized counties that were not participating in CTIB to establish up to a 0.5% sales tax for transit and transportation, and provided non-CTIB counties a more flexible funding source. At this time, the CTIB counties desire to voluntarily dissolve CTIB, terminate the joint powers agreements, and allow each county to have greater flexibility over the revenues generated in their own regions, and select the projects that best meet each individual county's transportation and transit needs. Before CTIB can be dissolved, each county must hold a public hearing to gather the public views. Then CTIB itself must be dissolved. And then each county board will need to consider whether to replace the CTIB sales and use tax and $20 per vehicle excise tax. The Anoka County Board of Commissioners took public comment in March at a public hearing. The Department of Revenue has asked that since CTIB did not dissolve at that time, that we go through this process again. So we will be taking public comment again today. And then the county board will consider a resolution to dissolve our portion of the CTIB and the Joint Powers Agreement. In addition, today, the Anoka County Board of Commissioners will adopt a transit and transportation plan that allows for maximum flexibility in meeting the transportation needs of Anoka County. I think this plan has been discussed at the prior public hearing. With that, Madam Chair, Attorney Palumbo, this concludes my comments. I'm happy to answer questions, or we can turn it over to the public.
Any questions for Ms. Skepper on this matter? Any questions from the board? At this time, then, I would turn it over for any comments from members of the public that wish to address the board on this particular issue. Are there any member of the public that wish to come forward and address comments to the board? And I will ask a third time, any members of the public wish to come forward to address the board for this matter? Okay. Seeing none at this time, then, I will then end the meeting and turn it back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your assistance with this, and also, Karen, appreciate your assistance. As Karen mentioned, we are essentially repeating the process that we did back in March. Originally, the Department of Revenue indicated that we would not have to go through the public hearing process again. They also indicated that the original resolution which we passed would not have to be passed again. However, they changed their mind. So in order to be in compliance with the Department of Revenue's wishes, we are moving forward and repeating the process that we did back in March.
Madam Chair. And it bears repeating, I think, to be crystal clear, our action in March and our action today is not implementing a new tax. It's re-implementing an expiring tax. And it's only expiring because the Joint Powers Board is dissolving. So it's not a new tax, it's not new dollars, it's a continued tax.
Thank you, Commissioner Schulte. That's correct. Basically, what changes is where the dollars go. Before, they were going directly to CTIB in order to fund projects throughout the region. Now the dollars will come directly to Anoka County, the majority of which will be used to pay for our share of the North Star operating costs, which continue to grow each and every year. The remaining will be used for transportation projects within Anoka County. Okay, is there an offer of the resolution?
I would offer it.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. Is there anything else to come before the county board? If not, meeting is adjourned.